then here's what I want you to explore. I want you to stop pressuring yourself to define you. And I want you instead to focus your energy, your time, your resources on simply being you. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Brand Is You podcast with me, Robyn Savage. I'm so grateful that you're here. I hope you're doing well. And I really hope that today's conversation gets you into your work, into the body of your work, into the impact of your work, into the creative process of your work, and out of your head, right? Because the brand is you. And in order for that to take shape and to realize and manifest in your life and in your work, you've got to be it. You can't just think about it. You've got to be it. So here's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about job descriptions, job titles, how you identify what you call yourself in your industry. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you or remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to subscribe to the podcast and tag along on these conversations and stay up to date with everything that we're talking about here inside the Brand Is You so that your brand can continue to grow and evolve with you as you grow and evolve. So like this video, subscribe to this channel, become all of the things so that you can stay in the loop. Okay, so here's where we're going with this conversation. We live in a society that really loves to categorize things and us, right? We love to define things by a simple word or to fit things inside of a tiny little box so that they make sense to our human brains. And the truth of this is, I really believe that we ought to be defining ourselves by the complexities of who we are, by the visions we hold, the dreams we have, the nuances of our personalities, the places we've been, the desires that we have for the future. And when we layer these things into our conversations and we apply them to our work, well, our work, our lives, our existence becomes a lot more dynamic. And when I think of living a multidimensional life or defining myself by more than what I do, but instead really defining myself by who I am, well, there's just a lot more purpose in that. There's a lot more aliveness in that. There's a lot more me in that. And I'm willing to bet that if you were to take a second and think about this, that you would find the same thing for yourself. Am I really just my job title? Right? Am I really just a teacher? Is that all that I am? Am I really just a mother? Am I really just a coach or a mentor or a teacher? And I find that when we categorize ourselves by these singular identities, we really sell ourselves short, right? We stop exploring our own potential. We stop navigating life with curiosity and an open heart and an open mind. And instead, we just wear this label of one identity and we move through the world in that way, in one way. So what I want to encourage you to do today is to break open that little box and to diversify your identity as a human being. I want to inspire you to do your work in the world and let it define itself. Okay? So here's the thing. I work with a lot of you, hundreds, if not thousands of entrepreneurs in my communities, through my courses, hundreds of you in my mastermind, and so many private clients who all experience the same sort of stuckness when it comes to defining themselves and getting their work out into the world. And a lot of that hang up and a lot of that sort of hesitation comes from the fact that they don't know what to call themselves. Do I call myself a coach? Do I call myself an instructor? Do I call myself a mentor, a healer? What is it that I am? And the truth of the matter is, if you haven't yet landed on the word, on the title that feels suitable and true for you, then here's what I want you to explore. I want you to stop pressuring yourself to define you And I want you instead to focus your energy, your time, your resources on simply being you. I want you to take the effort away from trying to define yourself, and instead, I want to challenge you to focus on simply being yourself. Okay, so what does this look like? Well, I want you to wake up and be your work. I want you to paint the painting without needing to call yourself an artist. I want you to show up and write the poem without needing to label yourself as a poet. I want you to show up and lead people without needing to call yourself a coach or a mentor or a teacher. I want you to simply be the expression of your work. Now, what's going to happen as you do this, as you step into this way of being with your work, is that you are going to gain clarity. You're going to have a new perspective of yourself when you, in fact, show up as yourself without the need to define that. Why? Because the pressure will be gone. Because needing to categorize yourself will slip away as you shift more into the being, the expression of your work, the creativity, the momentum, the conversations, the facilitation of your work will help you understand how you want to be defined in this world. Okay? So if you're one of those people who finds themselves really wrapped up in their minds about what to call themselves, stop. Stop overthinking it and start doing your work in the world instead and see where that leads you. A really great way to look for these answers is to listen to your audience, right? What do they call you? What do they refer to you as? How do people in your world view you? What do they come to you for? So you could even ask your current clients or customers why they come to you, what they're seeking, and how they define your work. So you can open up this conversation to include other people and stop trying to put so much pressure on yourself to define you, right? So I hope that this conversation encourages you to drop the label. I hope that this conversation inspires you to do your work in the world, even if you can't yet define it, right? Get out there, be the practice, be the expression, and your work will define itself. I love you. Never forget that what you're putting out into the world is more important than how you're labeling it. Okay? The world needs what you have to offer. And really, at the end of the day, they don't care what you're calling yourself. They don't care if you're a coach or a mentor or a teacher or an artist, a painter, a poet, a mother. They just want you to give them the answer. So get out there and do your work and trust that the rest will fall into place. I love you as always. I will see you next Monday here on the Brand Is You podcast. If you're looking for more guidance to build your personal brand, if you're looking for more clarity, if you're unsure on what your work in the world is and you know you have an idea or vision, a business to start, if you're looking to increase your impact, influence, and income, come into the Branded Mastermind where I get to look at your brand, edit your work, revise your sales pages, help you outline your offers, and really step into your leadership role as an entrepreneur. The Branded Mastermind kicks off again January 1st, and this space is so valuable for all entrepreneurs looking to build, expand, or refine their personal brands. And I know that you will love the community as much as you love receiving coaching from me. So click the link in the show notes to explore all the details that you need on the Branded Mastermind. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Our email is team@robynsavage.com. If you're ready to take the next step, then I'll see you inside the Branded Mastermind. And otherwise, I'll see you right back here next week on the Brand Is You podcast. I love you so much. Thank you as always for being here, and I'll see you soon.